Witness.
Second.
Thank you.
There was a motion made, but we add another $500, for this, pen research from the county. Okay, motion was made by trustee Michael Smith, and it was seconded by trustee Roberts.
No, it was made by Roberts and seconded by Smith.
Okay, clerk. It was made by Roberts and seconded by trustee Michael Smith. Okay.
Trustee Corner?
Now, hold on, it was a discussion. Trustee Davis.
I was asking, is he sure it's the 500, and then touch it with Mr. Lewis to see if we have it readily available, so he can get on top of it.
Well, there was a mismatch. We came in front of the council. We had returned 2,400, and the council, the board approved, the 4,500 total. We're asking just to have the PIN money available of $500 for the research of this. If there's anything that comes back, we return it.
I'm just asking, do we have it to have available?
So it'll be a total of $5 grand now instead of 4,500, but it's just a $500 difference.
I understand. I remember
The treasurer, do we have that money available
It
for
sounds
$5,000?
sounds like a necessary emergency, so I
Yeah,
think
it
we better
does.
spend $500.
Yeah, so Mr. Williams will work it out. Okay, Mr. Thompson, you can continue with your report.
You got a
Hold
motion,
on.
need roll call.
Everybody has clarity, everything is clear, okay.
Need roll
We
call.
may continue the roll call.
Trustee Corner?
Yes.
Trustee Davis? Yes. Trustee Janine Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Michael Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Roberts?
Yes.
Trustee Levine?
Yes. Good night.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Motion carries.
Last but not least, the survey of the property needed at the pumping reservoir behind Smith's mobile home. We've asked for it numerous times. Superintendent Darden has asked for it. I'd like permission to go and have, if I have to go to another engineer to get it, but permission to have another engineer just to research it and get us the survey we need so that we can move forward in protecting our property and knowing what property is ours.
So
now,
Hold on one second. Someone other than Robertson Engineer, you asking,
I'd like
you
to
have
name-
someone else in mind that you would like
I'd
for us?
just like the opportunity to research and find an engineer that will get the survey for us. If he has the survey ready, we'll use that survey. But in the interim, it's just time consuming and we're not getting anything done. Now, we do have issues that we're dealing with, that's financials, whatever. I'd like to just move forward with something with another engineer in case I have to have that taken care of.
So moved.
Okay, hold on one second. Mr.
Is
Williams.
this the pump we spent $10,000 on last year? The pump repair, the end-all pump repair?
Excuse me,
This is the same pumping area. We're trying to it's located in the village of Dixmoor's PIN. The pumping station, the pumping area, the reservoir, we need a survey of where our land is, where it begins, where it ends.
He's so damn
And
disrespectful.
And that area is the
Need to
village's
grow up.
property. And there's things that are going on in that area that has to be, if it's in the village's property, then that makes it a legal situation going on with
This is
any
who the people
dumping,
voted in.
any,
Silliness.
leaving, locking up property that isn't belonging to, it belongs to the village and it's being secured by somebody else. We have a lot of issues going on at that location, and we want to secure the property. Yes, it's the $10,000 that we just paid to
yeah,
get these
that's
pumps
the
taken
answer.
care
It
of.
all was sitting.
And we just spent LED lights on, and they sent us a letter telling us they had tampered with it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in writing.
Yes.
Treasure. I'm just trying to get the survey. This is what I'd like to work on. The other things become, once we know our legal boundaries, then things can be taking place, and I think Attorney Thompson could look at the letter and then move forward in that situation. And that would be the end of my report.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so, it appears that Mr. Thompson wanted, permission from the board to move forward, in getting someone else, some other engineer to look at that, situation.
If the survey is not available, Mayor, I'd like to have an engineer make the survey. I don't think we can't keep putting it off for months and months and months.
As a matter of fact, we will move forward with that. Thank you. Roll call.
No, but I still want to.
Oh, you had a discussion?
Say something about that. Just, talk about a little, what Mr. Thompson is saying. I have pictures of where it's been a lot of dumping. I also have video where, gentleman, stated something also that I will be, letting the attorney see. The thing of it is, we need to move on this fast, where we get it taken care of, because it's a big issue going on there.
Okay. All right, so, thank you, Mr. Thompson, for your, if there are no other questions, thank you, Mr. Thompson, move on.
Motion, the motion on the floor. That's the
Motion on the.
It was moved and second. Roll call.
Trustee Porter,
Clerk, can you repeat the motion?
the motion was by trustee Roberts, second by trustee Michael Smith. If Robinson Engineer does not have a survey, that Mr. Thompson have the authority to go to another engineering company. Yes.
Trying to take care of your minutes and everything else.
At the last minute, the board approved for me to have a temporary appointment. I appointed Quandra Craig. She was here tonight, but she
Okay.
ended up leaving.
Okay, thank you.
Also, the mayor did send out a, email, about the village is gonna be closed a half a day tomorrow, so that we can attend the homegoing service for the supervisor, Betty Jackson.
Okay.
So the village will open up tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
You gonna post that on the doors?
Yes, I do. So what about, also one more, the taste of Thornton Township is gonna be Saturday, August 22nd, from 9 to 6. Mr. Muse, you wanna speak more on that? Also, the day in the park with Frank Zuccarelli will be August 28th. Flyers will be going to everybody home.
I'd like to make a motion to be approved for their permit for the park for Thornton Township. Clerk, so that we can.
It's not on the agenda.
For the permit, Mr. Lawrence reached out and, said that they, need to get the permit for the park.
Okay, I can have that on the agenda for that 27th meeting for approval.
Okay.
What do you think?
When is the day in the park?
The 28th.
28th, okay, good. Our supervisor does great things on behalf of Thornton Township.
Lord.
Appreciate his work and his support.
Lord.
That's the end of my report.
That's the clerk, that's the end of your report, and thank you, clerk, Marcus. All right, so, moving forward, the mayor's report and proposed appointment, Mayor Dorothy Armstrong, there have already been reports made, and, our testimony has been done. I'm not going to repeat the same thing over again. If there was something new, I would do that. I do not need to add anything to it to prolong this meeting. Okay, the attorney's report, Corporation Counsel, Johnson.
Mayor, board, citizens, there are several matters I want to bring to your attention. One with regard to the public works uniform, issue. I have now looked at the, collective bargaining agreement. It does not say anything about uniforms. So that means that the board can purchase whatever they like. You cannot enforce require uniforms absent, agreement with the union. So,
So is this,
Excuse me, let me finish his thought.
no, I'm just saying, the board, I thought it simply that there is nothing in the agreement requiring them to use uniforms or wear uniforms. So that means that if you buy them, that's fine. If you offer to, it should be done through their union.
Can you have him removed?
Without having contact them, if that's gonna be done.
Okay, hold on one second.
So my concept is, if the board chooses to purchase uniforms, it has to be something that is agreed to with the collective bargaining unit for that group, that's the union for them. So we can't give them something, change the terms and conditions of employment without negotiating with the union. Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
Secondly, I want to inform everyone that, we've begun collective bargaining negotiations with the, police officers union. Trustee Janita Smith, Chief Mobley, and I met with them once. We will have subsequent meetings. They are demanding, their collective bargaining demand is for salary increases, of course, across the board. And we'll be going into that when we have executive committee, but just for purposes, just want to make that aware, make the citizens aware of something that's going to be another impact to the budget. So I make you generally aware. We'll be discussing it in greater detail in the executive session. Next thing I want to point out is that I received yesterday an EEOC charge of discrimination. That charge of discrimination was brought by Sheila Ashley, who's the Human Resources Representative, against the Village of Dixmoor. She says,
executive session.
excuse me, sir.
Let him run
This is a
excusing yourself.
this is a public.
Move on.
There's nothing private about the state. We will discuss it in executive session.
Okay.
But the EEOC charge.
Okay.
The EEOC charge is, EEOC charge says, I was discriminated against because I have a pregnant female. During the course of my employment, Michael Smith and Fitzgerald Roberts made comments about hiring men and that they are going to assure men take of the Village of Dixmoor. I notified, I think that's a typo, take over, I think is what she's trying to say. I notified Village of Dixmoor of my pregnancy, and shortly thereafter, the Village of Dixmoor decided to dissolve my position without any prior indication. I was subjected to multiple forms of harassment while employed, such as basically requiring my time cards for review. No other similarly situated male employees were subjected to this harassment. Again, this is a new matter of litigation that has been brought to my attention. We will discuss it in greater detail in the executive session. We have to determine how to respond. Lastly, on Monday, this past Monday, August 10th, I wrote a letter to Trustee Michael Smith and shared it with all the other trustees and with the mayor. The subject of my letter was $3,500 indebtedness to the Village of Dixmoor for legal fees. And I just want to share the details of this with the community, because it is something that I think is important in transparency as all of the trustees and citizens.
Take word for word to the clerk, that will be following the
She
suit.
can just make a copy.
Please take word for word.
Dear Trustee Smith, a recent FOIA request sought attorney's fees that the Village of Dixmoor paid its attorneys from 2010 to the present. In reviewing the information that was generated in response to the FOIA request, I saw that in May 2012, the village paid attorney Catherine O'Daniel $3,500 for legal services rendered. I obtained a copy of Attorney O'Daniel's invoice along with the minutes of the board's May 9, 2012 executive board meeting and the bills list that was approved on that date. I discovered that Ms. O'Daniel never represented the village, but rather was your personal attorney. I am attaching a copy of Attorney O'Daniel's invoice of $3,500. Her invoice was not directed to the Village of Dixmoor, it was directed to Michael Smith. The invoice was for legal services in the matter of People of the State of Illinois versus Michael Smith. I understand that People of the State of Illinois versus Michael Smith was a criminal case in which you were charged with a felony. The Village of Dixmoor was not a party to that case, only you. The Village of Dixmoor did not retain Attorney O'Daniel, had no obligation to pay her. I do not know how Attorney O'Daniel's invoice to you came to be placed on the bills list of the board's May 9, 2012 meeting. There was no discussion of this particular bill when the bills list was approved. You were present at that meeting and you voted to approve paying the bills list, even though it contained an invoice from your personal attorney to you. Article 8, Section 1A of the Illinois Constitution requires that public funds only be used for public purposes. The village's payment of your personal attorney's fees constitutes an illegal expenditure of the village's funds because it was for a private purpose, not a public purpose. Therefore, you are indebted to the village for the funds illegally expended on your behalf. Your indebtedness to the village was created in May 2012 when the village paid Attorney O'Daniel's invoice, and it remains unsatisfied today. Please consider this matter a demand on behalf of the village that you pay this indebtedness immediately, not later than 10 days from the date of this letter. If you have any questions or require any additional documentation concerning this matter, please contact me. And attached to the letter was a copy of the invoice dated May 7, 2012, addressed to Michael Smith, legal services in the matter of people of the state of Illinois versus Michael Smith, total $3,500, payable upon receipt. That concludes my.
Discussion?
Hold on a second. Anything else before the report?
No, that's my.
Discussion? Discussion, do I have the floor, man? Excuse me, Mayor, do I have the floor?
Legislative council, that you have a report.
I thought Trustee Fitzgerald Roberts wanted to say something.
Yes,
Hold on a second.
This is the chair. You don't recognize. She does. She's asking you to answer something.
I just asked a question.
Okay, the answer is,
Wait, the answer is what? The chair's answer or your answer?
Hold on a second. Well, you have anything that you would like to say?
I just thought Trustee Roberts had something to say.
Okay, well, if you do not have anything to say,
Thank
then I
you.
discharge you and I'll call Trustee Roberts.
Okay, clerk, for a matter of record, what, Mr. Thompson has read to the public today is something that was voted on by the board. And I'm sure it was 4-2. And I would like to also,
So all y'all
ask
paying?
if I can, if I can ask you this question, who generated, and who, where did the letter come from? Due to the fact, at the time that, trustee was, placed under arrest, we were in a bill meeting on bills, and that was when, Mr. Kevin Gourmet, who's acting, he was the mayor at the time, he had an officer to come in and make an arrest. That was the only time Captain Daniel was used. It was also by the advice of Legislative Council D. Gerard. The check was signed off on by the village, the now village president, Dorothy D. Armstrong. It was also signed off by Trustee Roberts. But it was due to the fact we was following the advice of Legislative Council D. Gerard. She looked it up and she stated that by him performing the duty as a trustee in the village hall at the time of the arrest, that the village was liable for his attorney fees. That was the reason why that we voted on it and it passed. So you at that time, sir, you was not here. So I mean, move forward with what you have to move forward with, and be prepared.
I can tell you, is there a question to me?
Hold on one second.
Is there a question to me?
The question to you, yeah, the one question was, the drafting of it, who authorized you to draft up the letter?
Okay.
That was drafted, sir.
The letter I just read?
Yes, sir.
Who authorized? You expanded village fund.
The board didn't authorize you
Are you
to
letting
draft
me
it.
or not?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
y'all
sir.
had a legal meeting?
May I have?
Oh,
Don't mention
they had a
it,
legal meeting.
that
May
you
I answer the
all
question,
all the
please?
time.
Yes,
You
sir.
have all
Yes,
the
sir.
meetings. And I got something else to say. Hold on one second. You missed, hold on one second.
I haven't said anything yet.
If you continue to disrespect this, yeah, Trustee Davis.
No, my name was mentioned.
Okay, hold on one second. If you,
You wanna
Trustee
talk to
Michael
my
Smith,
attorney?
hold on, Trustee Michael Smith, if you continue to disrespect this board, we are going to ask that you be removed.
Mayor, you said that the last time.
Well, I'm saying it again. The only
You
thing
said
I
it
need-
one other time.
Hold on.
And he's done it numerous times, and now he got me involved. And I will have my attorney to contact you for that comment you just made.
Mine will too, cause I got you in the
Okay.
executive.
Okay, hold on one
It
second.
sound like you had chief coming out my house.
I asked,
Okay, hold on one second.
You better
Trustee.
slow your roll.
Are you asking that Trustee Michael Smith be removed from the meeting?
I am asking that he be removed from this meeting
Okay.
again.
Trustee Michael Smith.
Man, it gotta be.
It don't have to be no more. If I hit this gavel and ask you for order, and you disrespect this gavel, one of the trustees and ask that you be removed from this meeting. Okay? Look it up. Look it up.
It has to be a motion in a second.
Look it up.
It has to be
Because you are
recorded.
wasting our time. You are wasting our time. You have your little finance committee meetings and you get all these respect.
Mayor, can I ask a question? Trustee Davis, trustee Robert. I wrote this letter, pursuant to my authority, invested in me by the entire board, this corporation council, the board. Excuse me, let me ask you a question, sir.
Go ahead.
As the corporation council of the village of Dixmoor, I am called upon regularly to review FRO 8 FOIA requests if it involves attorney's fees. I was asked, I was shared information with regard to the attorney FOIA request concerning attorney's fees. I reviewed the attorney's fees list. I saw a name, Catherine O'Daniel, $3,500. I don't know her personally. I know that she is a criminal lawyer. I wondered why is it that the village of Dixmoor is paying a criminal lawyer. I then requested the minutes. I requested the bills list, and I also spoke to your former legislative counsel, D. Gerard. That is the source of all the information I have here. Your former legislative counsel, D. Gerard, told me that she referred trustee Michael Smith to Catherine O'Daniel for his personal criminal matter. It had nothing to do with the board of the village of the village of Dixmoor. I've seen her bill. It was not addressed to the village of Dixmoor. It was addressed to Michael Smith. I saw what it is for. It is not for a village matter. It is for private criminal matter of Michael Smith. It was paid for. It was voted on unanimously by the board. It is an illegal expenditure because it is not for a village purpose. It is for a private purpose. And so I did not have a private meeting with anybody. I didn't confer with any trustees, not Trustee Davis or anybody else. And so that was the authority of which I.
So someone.
Okay, trustee, Robert, you have had the floor several times at the same issue. Trustee Davis,
For the record, and I have an audio, former legislative counsel D. Gerard stood here in this council room and made it clear what that fee was when she called herself, she got upset with Michael and made it clear that he was responsible for it. So it's not like this is news to us. And this is the same bill, Catherine O'Daniel, that I know I inquired about several times, and I have the audio to that as well.
You go back in the record.
So it's already known that that bill was for a criminal case for trustee Michael Smith. This isn't the first time I've heard of it. D. Gerard stood here and let the cat out the bag before.
Discussion.
Okay, all right, now, I'm the discussion right now. I know about the bill. I know the whole story about the bill, okay? And that's all I'm going to say. And I know for a fact that the name, one of those names that was signed on that check, very well know about it. I know for a fact that the former treasurer is very much aware about that bill. Because the bills was reviewed at the meeting, Trustee Roberts and I, we reviewed bills. Unfortunately, that bill was not part of the bills. Okay. At the meeting, we did vote to approve that bill. That bill was signed by me and Trustee Roberts and myself. We signed that check. Since you're bringing it all up, now I can remember exactly what took place. But that bill was not part of the bill list. 2 meetings later, Trustee Corner asked about who was that person. I told her I didn't know who it was, but if she wished to see the invoice of that bill, I would give it to her. That's what I said. She did ask 2 meetings after that bill was approved, who was the person. Personally, I did not know. That's all I know. It was approved. I was asked to sign the check, and that's what I did as the finance chair, and the co-chair signed too. That's all I know about that.
Discussion.
Okay, so I do know perhaps somebody accompanied somebody to make sure that bill got part of that bill list, and that it got on the list, and that it was paid. And that bill was paid back there in May of 2012. The case was not closed until November of 2012.
Ooh, wow. Discussion.
Excuse me.
Hold on a second.
I'm gonna make this point. You all are discussing things that may end up in litigation.
Thank you.
You should not be incriminating your village
Okay.
or yourself. You should stop this and take this to closed session at this point.
Discussion.
Miss Rose.
I know how to work, but
Okay,
you
yes,
all
perhaps.
doing it
Discussion. Discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Discussion.
That's okay, thank you.
Discussion.
So that's my point on that.
Discussion.
And moving forward,
Discussion. Discussion.
yes.
I like to say, first of all, I got the case number. The case number is 11M1C. And that case was involved not a felony, but it was a misdemeanor of battery by Village President Kevin Grimet. The arresting officer was Officer Shelton. What occurred, we were inside of a bill list meeting. He called the police and alleged that I had assaulted him. We then went to the court, and I got records, and I'm gonna make it public to the village. The judge dismissed it because there was immunity by me being a trustee. Secondly, we were involved in a village meeting. I was in official business as a village trustee. Now, I would like, for a matter of record, that it was stated by Attorney Thompson I was a felon to be put out there because I will be filing a defamation of character.
He did not say you
lawsuit.
was a felon. He
I will
said,
be
no, he
included
didn't.
in the
No, he
defamation
didn't.
lawsuit.
No, he didn't.
I will be included
No,
in
he
the
didn't.
village mayor,
I got it on tape.
He
said the case was a
as
felon.
well as trustee Yvonne Davis.
Go ahead on.
So you will be hearing from my attorney. And then I will go back. I will make sure that I go back and I will file further punitive damages on behalf of myself as a village trustee. So thank you. And as a matter of record, it was given, the advice was consent by Attorney D. Gerard due to the fact I was acting in my official capacity as a village trustee, and I stand upon it. The case was dismissed. I had it. It was not a felony. It was a misdemeanor. It was a misdemeanor. And therefore that case was not dismissed in November. Get your facts straight. Before you come out with something, make sure your facts is correct. Because I will be filing a defamation of lawsuit. And I will be going to the ARDC on you, Mr. Thompson. Thank you.
And
filing my complaint.
let me say, there's two different issues going here, okay?
Now.
That's all I'm gonna say. So this, two different issues, but I'm not gonna put the others out there. But
I know what the others are. And you talked about it last week. It's continued harassment by the village president. It's harassment by the attorney. I fear for my life to come to this meeting.
Oh, Lord.
I fear for my life because the simple fact is defamation of character.
Lord.
Not only that, I have threats made to me by certain individuals, and I will be making sure it's a part of the lawsuit. And ARDC will be contacting Mr. Thompson on your unprofessional list. Because what you just did tonight, you went against two attorneys. You went against, and that's against the ethics as an attorney. When you made your vow to be an attorney, you violated the ethics law. So I'll make sure I will be filing my complaint with ARDC
Lord.
and also with the state's attorney's office because you were not authorized to draw up a letter. No board agreed, no board voted. You expended village funds without the village board of trustees and under the direction of Mayor Armstrong. So I'll make sure that the state's attorney already Now, you the biggest lie.
You the liar on that.
You the biggest lie.
Okay, moving forward, okay, that's it for the reports. Move forward, we're going to go into executive session. I need a I'm sorry, okay, hold on. I'm excited, hold on.
I know you're excited. Because you be
Moving
served.
forward, we're going to ask for public comments. Just calm down.
I just got a quick announcement.
to speak to the public, Madam Chair. You denied me a right as a resident to speak to the public. I just want to ask, are you denying me a right as a resident of the village of Dixmoor, a right to speak to the resident?
You speaking now?
It says public comments.
Are you denied me my
I
right?
did not deny you, I said.
I just
public
asked the
comment.
question.
I know
All
I
right.
did not deny you.
I'll
It's
be
public
filing. I'll
comment.
be filing a complaint
Okay,
with the
I
open
need
meeting
a
act.
motion for close, to go into the.
I'll be filing.
Yes, we moved by trustee Michael Smith, and second by.
No, it was not moved.
Oh my God. On March 5th. 142nd of March 5th.